Hey there, this is Jessie with the CETL office, and really quickly I want to cover some ideas and strategies to tackle any kind of weather issues or any other issues that require us to change short notice to online virtual classes. I know I've done this before, but this is fairly new with us in Canvas. So here's a couple ideas. Yes, there are different ways you can accomplish this, but here are some of my recommendations. So first things, sometimes it's easier to go ahead and have things set up ahead of time. That way, whenever suddenly, let's say there's bad weather coming in, you can just enable these things and it's low stress. You don't have to dig through and find this video or call your friends and figure out what's going on. So the way I have this set up is inside of your Canvas courses with a corresponding announcement that can be sent out to students. And it will all be linked and it will be super simple for students to access a online Teams call for your class in the case that on-campus classes are canceled. And the way these are set up are unpublished in our courses. So I have two examples here, and you can see these two modules have the little yellow warning symbol, and they are both different examples of how you could tackle this, and they're both unpublished. So this way, let's say I never have any cancellations coming through. The weather next week actually pans out to be not too bad, and the weather guy lied once again. So that way I already have this set up if needed, but until it's actually needed, I'm leaving these unpublished in my course. If you have these already built, and it's very simple, if you already have these built, then each time you course copy for a new semester, you'll be good to go and you don't have to worry about this. So let's look at the first example up here where it says virtual class meetings. I have this at the very top above my getting started module at the very top of my course. So that way, if we do have to go virtual for some reason, students can very easily find this module once I publish it. So if you are interested in having these little icons, by the way, I'm kind of extra, but I want this to stand out as something different to students. So those of you who are a little creative like me, if you'd like to put these little emojis in here, you can go to emojipedia.com. There's all kinds of stuff you can add, and it has a copy button. You just click copy, and then you paste it whenever you are titling different modules and pages in Canvas. Okay, so underneath here, I have a page that I've added. Once again, you can go up to the plus sign, go down to page, create page, title it here. So that's what I did to add this, and I made it very clear the date and the time that we'll be having virtual class. It is still unpublished, and it just says, due to campus changes, I'm leaving it vague so I can use it anytime in the future. Due to campus changes, class will be held virtually on, and I leave the date blank, and I have it highlighted yellow. So in 2 months from now, if there's a blizzard, this is going to ping me to update that date in this little blurb section. And I already put 9 a.m. in there because if I already know what time class normally meets, that's just going to be one less thing I have to worry about later. Please have your textbook nearby and be ready to discuss the lesson together. Attendance will be taken. So you're letting them know your expectations and whether this is a required thing or if it's optional to join online. You might also want to include a sentence or two about how they can join meetings on their phones, their tablets, or other devices, or if they don't have devices like that at home, they could always coordinate ahead of time if we know weather's coming, then they can go and check stuff out from the West Library. Okay, and underneath here, I have the join the meeting now. So this is what it's going to look like whenever you insert a Teams link for a meeting into this page. I'm about to show you how you do that, but this is how the page is going to look once you have it complete. So let's click edit up here at the top. Right here, I typed in everything like normal. Just for the sake of this example, I typed this so you can see what it's going to look like, but you're not actually going to be typing it. So I'm going to take this part out. So you'll type everything how I have it right here, or however you want to share your instructions with your students, and then place your cursor in a blank line where you would like the meeting link to appear. So wherever your cursor is when you start this process is going to be where the link is located on the page. So for example, if I have my cursor in the middle of the word campus and I go and I insert the link, it's going to say camp, join this meeting, us. So make sure you have your cursor at the bottom. Next, I'm going to click the Teams icon from the list. It might have a pop-up that says, enable this for your course. It's going to ask you to log in with your normal Microsoft login. Make sure you do that first, of course. Then you're going to click Create Meeting Link. and you simply type in, online class for February 5th. Come in here and set your dates, set the time that you want your class to run. Normally I would come in, and this is just a personal suggestion, let's not have class at 1:30 in the morning. Let's do 10 a.m. You can set this to be longer than an hour if you would like. So if you're doing 10 a.m., you could have it run all the way till, 1 p.m. or something. That way, if a couple students want to stay behind and ask you some questions, the meeting's not going to try to close on you. You're giving yourself extra wiggle time. And then up here in the title, you can include the date and time if you'd like. However, that information will be included in the meeting. So I'm going to say online class. And then you click create. It tells you that it is created. And this meeting link right here is going to be the one that's going to go on your page. So you click copy right here at the bottom. It's going to copy all this information, and it's going to paste it directly into your page for you automatically. So most people won't need this information down at the bottom, but that's only if they're dialing in from their phone. Otherwise, they should be able to use this join online class meeting right here. It's very important that you, as the professor, set up this meeting. As a designer, I can show you through the steps, but I can't really do it for you because it's going to connect your online meeting to my Teams account. So whoever's leading the meeting, like if you co-teach or something, whoever's leading the meeting needs to be the one who goes in and uses their Teams to set up this meeting. Okay, I'm going to save, but I'm not going to publish, remember, because I'm saving this for a rainy day. Okay. And that is going to be how you set up your page. It has ready to go. It's going to have the link right here, and they just click here. It's going to open Teams, and you're going to be in the meeting, and everyone's going to be happy and sing Kumbaya. All right, number 2. So I have the second module down here, and a lot of people have multiple sections that are in the same course card in Canvas, and they're merged together. If that's the case, here's one idea of ways that you could separate things out. So section 1. Students are not always aware of section numbers. They kind of tend to forget it once enrollment ends after the first week of the semester. So go ahead and put Monday, Wednesday, the time of the class. And then the page that we just made before, I basically would do that each time for each section. You don't want each section to use the same link in Canvas, or excuse me, in Teams. So I have a text header here, which I added by clicking the plus sign. I go to text header and I just typed it here. That's why I added those. And if you wanted to, you could go back to Emojipedia and add some kind of little icon here to make sure they separate visually. It's up to you. And you can add your sections here. You could do it without the text headers. You could have each section be its own module. There's different ways you can handle it. So that is how I would set it up in your course. Let's talk about announcements really quickly. So here's the announcement that I made. So it says students, class on February 5th will be held virtually via a Teams meeting link. All are expected to attend and attendance will be taken. So make sure you set the expectation very clearly so they can't say, oh, I didn't know how to access it, or I thought it was optional. Set those expectations. We will be discussing Chapter 3 as well as covering the expectations for our midterm paper projects. This right here is me telling them there's value added, there's a reason why you should join this call, and we're still conducting business as usual, even if it looks a little different. And it continues to say, if you have any issues joining the call, please email or call me ASAP. I encourage everyone to join the meeting 5 to 10 minutes early to accommodate any potential technology issues. Again, this type of thing seems common knowledge to us, but students might not think about joining a little early, just in case they have computer issues, and then also letting them know your email and your phone number so they can contact you if they're having issues. Underneath that, it says click the link below to view the meeting instructions and link in the course. This right here is a link to the page that we made in the modules. Okay, and then see you then, and you're signing off, Dr. Bob. One thing is, whenever I made this, I did a delay posting feature because we're creating all this with the mindset of using it short notice in the future. So down here, I clicked delay posting. And then for the spring semester, I just picked June 1st. You want to pick something way out there so that even if you forget to turn this off, let's say you never use this, if it does post, it's at the end of the semester and the students don't even have access to the course anymore. Let's say tomorrow is suddenly a bad weather day. I do need to send out the announcement. I just come in here, update anything that's pertinent, like the date of the class or what have you. And then down here, you just uncheck delay posting, and that will bring back your publish button just like normal. And you can go ahead and just send it right now. But this allows you to be ready for the future. Okay, so let's talk about adding the page link into the announcement. So yes, some of you might have noticed that there is a Teams button right here inside of your announcement. Announcements do go into the course, and they also go to your students' email, your Outlook email, or potentially a personal email if that's how they have their account set up. So yes, you can click on that Teams icon, and yes, you can use that right there and put the meeting link directly into your announcement. That's perfectly fine. The only reason why I encourage you maybe to potentially not do that is A, if you have instructions you'd like to share for the class, you could put it on the page. And then B, you might have some students who see your email about having a virtual class. So they log into Canvas, they're looking all over in your class and they don't see where they're supposed to join, right? We've all seen that before. You gave them the link and they start looking somewhere else. So this way, whether they get the email or they're scrounging around in the course looking for where it says the word virtual, either way, they're going to find the link. So that's why I prefer to do it this way. All right, so how I actually got this link in here is I went ahead and typed my information, and then on a blank line, I have my cursor blinking here. I'm going to go to the little chain link icon and select course link. We want the actual page, not the module, and there's a lot of stuff. So I'm just going to type the word virtual, and let's say it's this one I want. So I'm going to click this, and boom, it automatically added it to the exact place where my cursor was. Now, if you have the breakup with different sections, I would encourage you to create a separate announcement. So up here, it'd be virtual class instructions for Monday, Wednesday, section 3, and then link to section 3's page, give them their information, set your delay posting settings, and then just save it at the bottom right here. Go back to your announcements, and then I would copy all that text, click new announcement, and then do a whole new one, paste everything, but change the date and the time as applicable, and then change that link, change that course link to the other page for the other section, delay posting, and save. So that way each section is going to get all the information that they need. All right, if you have any questions, as always, feel free to contact me in the CETL. Hopefully this will help you get prepared for anything that might happen in the future as far as cancellations and crazy weather. So good luck. See you next time.